Okay, here we go. The Ben and Mikey Show.
He's about to get crazy and wild. Stay for a while. Don't touch your radio dial.
Ben and Mikey Show.
Kicking it back, sports talk. Listen to that and stay tuned for some giggles and laughs. Go.
If an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or it would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices.
Welcome to the Planet Mikey Show.
That can only be one person.
Oh, yeah.
Pete Booty Juice.
Yeah. And there he was talking about bridges are racist.
Yeah, of course. Well, everyone's known that for a long time. It's like a bridge over troubled water. What did Pete Booty Juice? What? How do you pronounce that?
Booty juice is the
Booty, it's not booty
the way
jizz.
Biden pronounced it.
No. I thought it's Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
Well, that's
yeah.
what I said.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Disgusting old man.
This is Ben. Here's Ben. He's a new nickname now. You know.
Oh?
Yeah.
You know what's that?
His name is no longer Ben Kitchen. Mm-hmm. It's Ben. Can we do this Wednesday, Kitchen? Yeah. Yeah. See, we normally, for years, how many years? 5, 6, 7, 8, 10?
13, 14?
We did it on Tuesday nights. And then came Ben. And then along came Ben. And every like 6, 7 weeks, Ben's got, can we do this on Wednesday instead of Tuesday? And then I said, well, what's the problem, Ben? Ben said, I got to go see my gynecologist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was an emergency.
Yeah, how was that?
But you know what I haven't done, Bill?
What's that?
Is I've never canceled a week because I was busy selling a car.
Buying a car.
Buying
a car.
Buying a car. So you actually...
So you bought a car?
Yeah, I bought a car for my son, Andy, who's now officially 18 as of Monday the 25th. And he deserves this car. And
Wait, are you one marquee down now?
Yes, the gray one. Ed Marquis, gone. That gray piece of shit. No, it was a good car. You know, thank God Pro Automotive kept it running very, very solidly. But it had 147,000 miles on it, and it was time. I didn't want Andy driving around in Ed Marquis, and when I'm driving around in Marquis Mark, and my son feel like inadequate. So what did I get him? I got him a Police Interceptor 2014 Taurus 3.7 liter V6.
Jeez.
Thing screams.
Is it still the lights in it?
Yep.
Oh, he's going to be an asshole.
Watch, I know he's not. He's not like that. You know, Andy. He's a good boy.
Yes.
He's a good kid.
You're lucky. You have a really nice kid.
He's a
How did
good
that happen?
kid.
Yeah.
Because my wife is nice.
Some kids, you know, especially when they're teenagers, they can be a handful.
Yeah.
Especially boys. You know?
Oh hell! You're talking to the handful of the decade in my house.
Then you get one that
awful.
follows the rules of the house, respects everybody in there, and just cooperates, participates.
See, I was the opposite.
Yeah.
I followed zero rules and I respected nobody in my teens. And I'm admitting this now because as I look back, I would have wanted to kick my ass if I could. If I could know the younger me and be a younger version of me, I'd kick my own ass for being an asshole.
If you could go back in time, you wouldn't go kill Hitler. You'd go kick your own ass.
Well, Hitler was already dead long before I was born.
Really?
Yeah, think about it.
Really?
Yeah. When did Hitler die? 45?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even 9 years away from being born yet.
Be honest. You were 9.
Anyway, so my son Andy got the car, and good for him. So guess what? The good folks at Pro Automotive, the good folks at Pro Automotive.
I'm sorry, I got a note from work. I was answering.
Yeah, okay.
Did you say Pro Automotive?
If you've got trouble with your car, truck, or SUV, Pro Automotive is who to see. Pro Automotive.
Pro Automotive, 3 locations, 199 Oxford Avenue, Dudley, 626 South Main Street, Webster, and 8 Englewood Street in Webster. By the way, I heard those other washed-up pukes, Bob and Zip, and what is it? Zip, who are the...
Where'd you hear them?
On the Pike.
Oh.
Bob and Zip.
I remember that. Zip fell.
They were doing a commercial for Pro Automotive.
Well, there you go.
I'm listening. But by accident, I went across, and there it is. Okay, 100 point FM or something. And I hear a commercial. I said, oh, Pro Automotive. I go, wait, Pro Automotive? Bob and Zip. Is that their names?
Bob and Zip, yeah.
They're doing this commercial. And first of all, you know, if there's a station that is a radio version of a groupie, it's the Pike.
Yeah.
Would they have this boner for anybody AAF affiliated over the years? They hired Mike Shue, who's been on this podcast.
Yep.
They hired Mistress Carrie and her knockers. She's been on this podcast. And Chuck Perks, who you and I both worked with at Entercom, is the midday and program director. But the guy that's I think the guy that has the Woody for anything AAF is that big fat tub of crap Bob Goodell. I think he's got I think anything AAF. We got to hire that person. I'm not surprised LB doesn't have his own show over there, and he should. Maybe they're going to try to steal Greg Hill away from the morning show at EEI because they love WAAF, which is out of business.
But Bob and Zip, they did a great job. They had a good show. They had a long run.
They sound like professional. They must do it from their house or something.
I don't know.
They make it sound like they're doing it from some local hardware store, but they're not. They're probably at their house.
They'd be good guests for this podcast.
Yeah, sure. But you know what? I'm not sure that anybody affiliated with the Pike is ever going to come on this podcast again.
Probably,
You never know.
No, because even though I'm kidding when I call their boss a big fat tub of shit, they probably don't like that.
Sorry, Bob.
Even though I'm just kidding.
I get along well with Bob.
Was he a salesman? Salesman.
He was a good salesman.
That song from Rush.
He was good. He had that
Salesman.
He had that manager look about him. He comported himself.
Now he looks like he manages the buffet and digs in whenever he feels like it. Guy weighs about 350.
Awaken 180 works.
Anyway, I'm not here to crap on Bob Goodell. I could give a rat's ass about the guy, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to be honest here. But anyway, I heard the commercial for Pro Automotive. I thought, those guys are great.
If you've got trouble with your car, truck, or SUV, Pro Automotive is who to see. Automotive.
And Pro Automotive FM. Also, of course, my grandma's coffee cake, they don't get enough credit for being one of my good friends. I have 11 good friends left. And
11?
My buddy Pete down in Connecticut has a birthday April. Imagine having April Fool's Day as your birthday. You say, it's my birthday. Oh, yeah, April Fool's. No, it is. It's my birthday.
It's better than leap year.
And so I got a blueberry, my grandma's coffee cake being sent to Pete's house because he loves that. He loves those. Everybody loves those cakes. And it's going to get there like March 31st, Easter, or maybe the next day, April Fool's Day. So good for him. My grandma's coffee cake, 1-800-8-GRANDMA, or go to mygrandma.com and check out the flavors. Get one. You'll never stop. Okay.
And don't forget Vinny.
Oh, Vinny. Vinny Cedrone?
Yeah, Vinny Cedrone.
I love Vinny. Vinny is our guardian angel when it comes. If we ever had any trouble here, like let's say Bob Goodell got pissed and wanted to come down here and kick my ass. Well, you know what? We got Vinny Cedrone over here. He's got every gun imaginable, and he's standing guard for us.
Thanks, Vinny.
Oh, now that sounded like a threat, didn't it?
Shawsheen Firearms.
No,
Bill
I said
Ricker.
if.
Yeah.
When you put if in front of anything, then it changes the whole complexion of the conversation. Like if the queen had nuts, she'd be king, right?
If only you would continue.
Or as David Gates once said, if a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you? All of a sudden, because a picture paints 1,000 words, you can paint? Stupid. David Gates. Is he dead?
Who the hell is that?
Don't know.
You ever hear the band Bread?
I met him once.
Okay.
Baby, I'm a want you.
He's a very nice guy.
Well, yeah, but baby, I'm a want you? What's a want you? He had the worst lyrics ever. Oh, he had a nice voice. Speaking of nice voices, you know how I always talk about how Andy Gresh sounds fat? I was listening to him today, and he still sounded fat, but he was talking about how he had teeth implants or something, and he was going through the description of the procedure.
Yeah.
While he was on the air, I'm thinking, A, who wants to listen to Andy Gresh? A, B, no. B, who wants to listen to Andy Gresh talk about his teeth implants? No. Do you?
No.
I thought that was a very interesting description.
Count me out.
But I mean, it's like, really?
A lot of people have questions. It's better than dentures, wouldn't you think?
Well, plus he doesn't let Fourier talk enough. And,
Fourier's on that show?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. And it's pretty good. Did you hear how Ben did that?
I love Christian.
He slid in a little sarcasm there on the Greshmeister.
Fourier's a good man.
But he Gresh he has diarrhea of the mouth. He just keeps up and clearly something is spraying out of there. He had to have his teeth reworked. Probably so he can get off the Awaken 180 diet back to eating like he used to.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
What?
Yeah, I know. That's bad.
What? Am I being mean?
Oh,
A little bit.
You are being so mean.
Okay, well, fuck you and fuck
so
you.
what else? What else do you got? Who else do you want to shit on?
Well, this, you know what? How are we going to label this podcast? Mikey shits on everybody this week.
Mike takes a shit.
All right, here's
Doesn't wipe.
Yep.
there's somebody who really deserves to be shit on right now, and it's that son of a bitch who killed that New York City cop.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. First of all, the guy he's 31. He has a little baby at home. 1 year.
What happened?
There was a couple guys, hoodlums, career criminals, parked in a no parking zone bus stop. So the cops pull over and they go, "You can't park here." But they got in this conversation. They got a little out of hand or something, and one of the career criminals shot the cop under his bulletproof vest in the abdomen.
Yep.
31-year-old guy.
You don't recover from an abdomen shot.
And he died, and and he fought the guy off too. They got the gun, whatever. But the cop died, and he was just out there doing his job on a daily basis. And he leaves his wife and a 1-year-old baby. And this guy, then they find out the guy, his name was Guy Rivera was the guy who shot him. They found out he's had 21 arrests. He's 34 years old. He's had 21 arrests, 9 felonies, and he's walking the streets of New York.
Is he one of our newcomers, as they're called
I don't
now?
think so.
No.
I think he's just a piece of shit who got let out of jail because of Alvin Bragg and all those clowns in New York. They just let people out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all he did is get arrested 21 times. How many times is too many times for them to keep you in jail? I mean, 30 the number? I mean, do you have to get arrested 50 fucking times to get thrown into jail and stay there?
Not only that, how stupid is it to let people who have committed those kinds of crimes out? How stupid is that? I mean,
Right.
it's not just politics.
counterproductive.
It's the guys on the left that are doing it, these Soros DAs.
Yeah.
But it's stupid.
You're paying people to find these people, put them in jail, and then you say, well, you know what? What you did doesn't matter. This guy's going to go free, and he's going to shoot a cop.
But it's making me think that he knows it's stupid, but there's another agenda in play. They're trying to keep us on edge, keep us in fear. Man, we've even defunded the police, so the police are down in numbers.
Right. And it's tougher to find people who want to become police because of the way this stuff shakes out and
So
the way
now
they're
what they want to
treated.
do, they're going to take some of our newcomer people who cross the border. They're going to train them as cops. And can you imagine being stopped by an illegal, a former illegal, a newcomer,
Yeah.
who now is not an American citizen, but he's going to pull you over or arrest you, and he's got a gun.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess, and it's stupid, and it doesn't make sense, and it's totally anti-law and order. You know, the way a lot of people want to come to America because in their country they're afraid of some kind of violence. Well, guess what? If we're here saying, okay, what'd you do? You shot some people? Oh, you know what? You're probably innocent. Go ahead.
Yeah,
We'll get to you.
You had a tough life.
Stupid.
We'll get to you.
I told you about my CDs that got stolen, right?
Yes.
Out of the back of my car.
From one of the newcomers?
Yeah, they were, to be more specific, they were Haitian. And they, it's not enough that they get all their meals paid for and their hotel room paid for and their medical attention paid for, and they get babies, diapers, and formula for their kids, and they get
babies for their kids?
They get Uber and Lyft rides for free, and they get $400 to $800 a month in SNAP food benefits. That's not enough. They got to get in my car and steal my 20-year-old CD collection, 20 different CDs I've been saving for a long time. And other people say, well, CDs, maybe you should go on Spotify and get some download. I said, I got a 2008 Grand Marquis. It only plays fucking CDs. I'm going to listen to whatever I can in that car rather than having to listen to radio all the time. That's for sure. Ever since that Mike Adams guy got fired, I have nothing to listen to. Except Andy Gresh and his teeth rant. But here's the thing the point I'm making about that is that the New Massachusetts budget has come forth. And Maura Healey, they're saying this isn't even enough, but she's asking for $800 million for the next year to take care of migrants' housing.
The newcomers.
Migrants. I call them migrants.
Yeah.
I mean, even Canada geese are migrants, but you don't notice them unless they start making that noise when they fly over your house. Aren't they awesome? The way they form a V and then they fly and then they go the whole way. They go from Canada to Florida or something.
You can hear them coming sometimes.
How did I get on that topic? Anyway, my point is that this state is fakakta. It's got a real problem. The money that funds all these stupid things that the Democrats do in Massachusetts to try to be nice to everybody in the world. By the way, you can only be nice to so many people before it becomes bad for everybody else.
The word "no" has a good has something good attached to it.
Yeah,
sometimes
you have to use it once in a while, or else if the world is a yes, then it's mayhem.
It's like getting a participation trophy.
So the state is messed up. And to add insult to injury, they have passed a law that says, we'll pay in-state, we'll allow illegals to pay in-state tuition to go to the schools. And then I found out an estimate of, and this is 2016 census numbers. Mm-hmm. There are 14,000 as of 2016, and it's a lot more now. Students in Massachusetts aged 3 to 17. 14,000 students. Now, you know how many teachers it takes to teach 14,000 students? About 500, right? No, more than that. Anyway, if there's 28 students a class, 14,000. Now, this is numbers from 2016. There are 26,000 illegal people that are of student age, college age, 19 to 24 years old. 26,000. And they're saying, you know what? We're going to allow you to have in-state tuition. Meanwhile, a lot of people out there can't afford what's going on for the tuition. But did you know that Wellesley College, guess what their tuition is, including room and board, for this coming year?
I have no idea.
72,000.
92,000.
Holy shit.
Wellesley College is the highest one in Massachusetts. $92,000 to go 1 year with room and board to Wellesley. Now, you know how much BU is? 90,000. It's like, this whole system is a joke. But in the meanwhile, while they're charging those ludicrous amounts of money for tuition, Joe Biden's getting up in front of America and saying, we've relieved 143 million different people from their college debt. Okay, so you're throwing taxpayer money at this issue.
He's buying votes.
While the colleges are turning around and charging people anything they can possibly get.
Yeah.
To do what? To brainwash your kid into left-wing ideology. It's a mess.
That's what's been happening for like 40 years now. Longer.
In an unrelated story.
Is this news?
Yeah, well, sure. If you say so, Smitty.
And now the news with Mike Adams.
The good thing is about Smitty is he's a professional broadcaster.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Been doing this for years. You know how to make things happen, audiophonically speaking. Would you drink beer that was made out of reclaimed water?
Describe reclaimed.
All right, here we go.
Is this that Bill Gates crap?
That's according to CNN.
Oh, no.
You wouldn't know if you tasted it, but Epic One Water Brew is a beer with a peculiar ingredient. It's made with water recycled from the showers, sinks, and washing machines of a residential building.
What's that called? The gray water? Is that what they call that?
The beer is safe to drink thanks to a series of treatments that include microfiltration, ultraviolet light, and it's meant to bring attention to the issue of water scarcity and reuse. Now,
How about this? Don't brew the beer.
how about we start
That'll
using
address the issue of water scarcity.
using toilet water? That's next. Buildings globally use 14% of all water, according to Aaron Tantakovsky, CEO and Epic founder of Epic Clean Tech, the San Francisco-based.
He's an expert.
This is just what I want, dirty water from San Francisco to make it even better. He owns the company that made beer in collaboration with a local brewery. The beer is a Kolsch-style ale. Hey, this tastes like shit.
You know that's the line.
Wait, how come I'm pissing twice as often as I was with light beer from what do you call it? Bud Light. Why am I pissing twice as much? Well, because it's already been pissed once. The Clean Tech equips buildings with its water recycling system, eliminating the need to discharge wastewater. But it's all about the green, the Green New Deal. But it's made from recycled water, and you don't know. You got it from the shower? Oh, I'm sure that no one put sweat or piss or dingleberries through that water.
Yeah, but I'll bet the purification process goes in like shit and comes out like golden, clean, Sparkly water.
Yeah, and would you drink it? That's my question. To
I
you.
think it's a good idea, but I don't know if I would.
Not a chance.
How about the car wash water? You know how much water car washes use? You go through, and I know all about car washes, trust me.
Don't they recycle that? Or does it go down a drain?
I don't know.
Oh.
I have no idea, but there's a lot of it.
I would think you would know. You spent plenty of time at car
Yeah,
washes.
but I don't follow where did the water go after it left my car? Like unless they're leaving like streak marks and drips on the side, I don't care where it went.
Where does the fire go when the flame goes out?
Another one.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I noticed I've been coughing a lot more.
Yeah.
You dying?
Since I quit cigarettes. I'll tell you what. Can I just do a highly recommended procedure for people who want to quit cigarettes? See this?
And now here's Mike with
This
a
is
public
a
service
vaporizer.
announcement.
Now, those of you that are addicted to nicotine, and I have been since like 69, this will help you quit cigarettes for life. And I got some friends who can't pull it off. They've been still paying $14 a pack for cigarettes. That's $350 a month to your budget.
I
for
quit when they
cigarettes.
were 55 cents a pack.
Well, see how smart you are, Smitty.
I didn't know I was being smart. I just had to quit.
Smitty's smart. We do
I
one
paid
thing we
for
know.
all this equipment down here.
The
Yep,
one thing
that's
we
what
know
happens.
about Smitty is he's wicked smart. Anyway, so this is what you do. You go to this. The difference between cigarettes and a vaporizer is when you light a cigarette, you have a pack, okay? It costs you $14. So each cigarette's like 65 cents. You light the thing. You say, I need some nicotine. You light it. You really only need a couple puffs off it, but you smoke the whole thing anyway because you paid for it, right? Or you don't put it out and relight it. That's tacky. So and you've seen people do it, though. Bums do it all the time. You know, people in nursing homes do that. But you smoke more than you need, the nicotine. And so with this, you take this, you go, oh, you know what? I need nicotine. You go like this. Blow a smoke ring. 2 puffs, you put it down. You just forget about it because you've satiated the desire.
Yeah.
$30, $40 a month at the most compared to $300, $350 a month for cigarettes. Smart move financially. And the doctor told me,
You're smart, Mikey.
I said, should I go to a vape? He said, yeah, it's the smartest thing you can do. I said, why? He goes, because it's not the smoke, it's not the vape, nicotine that kills you. It's the smoke. This is vapor, right?
Plus, you're not smoking the paper.
Right.
Yeah.
Any of that. Or any of the carcinogens they put in the modern-day tobacco, Smitty. I've been watching a lot of, I got a lot on my plate mentally when it comes to the political situation in this country.
Yeah.
I watched the one guy I think that makes the most sense, although he's not extremely likable, his presentation on TV, but everything he says is correct.
Pete Buttigieg.
Stephen Miller.
Oh yeah. That
He's
guy.
brilliant.
Yeah, smart guy.
He's so smart. And he says things that almost like people think, oh, he's a Nazi. No, he's not. He's just smart. He's like got it figured out that you got to do this in order to do that. And that guy there should be in the cabinet if Trump gets reelected because he's brilliant. Again, he's not. You wouldn't want. I don't think he'd be really a great guest to invite to like a birthday party or anything like that. But he knows exactly what he's talking about. He was already in the administration last time, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And he's extremely concerned with what's going on, with this influx of border invaders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and why
The newcomers.
It's the number one topic for this year's election.
We're being replaced, and last year, if you said that there's conspiracy theorists, what they're going to replace all? Yeah, it's happening.
Well, and the thing is, then Biden has the nerve to get up there and talk about how they got to build more affordable housing because there's a housing crisis. Well, you know what hurts a housing crisis? Allowing 10, 12 million homeless people to come into the country and put demand on the supply and demand of housing. Biden, what are you, fucking idiot? The guy's stupid. Or his group of people that are controlling Biden, the puppeteers, they're stupid. You don't treat a housing crisis by admitting more people who don't have any place to live.
He knows it's stupid. This is deliberate. There's a reason for all this.
It's so frustrating, though. Wouldn't you think that there'd be smart people like Smitty running the government?
It's been a big time for conspiracy theorists being validated.
I know.
I kept hearing for years, Hollywood's filled with pedophiles and rapists.
He did.
No.
And then over the last 6 years, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I know.
It really is.
By the way, what did P. Diddy do? No, what did P. Diddy do? Did they have any proof yet?
I think
I
they,
don't know. They must have something.
No, they asked him. And he said he didn't do nothing.
but they say that he had these parties. I forgot what they had a name for them.
The white parties?
freak.
The freak, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But politicians, all these high-profile actors
Sure.
and actresses.
13-year-old Justin
And he
Bieber.
he had cameras in every single room in his house. And he filmed everything.
Blackmailed everybody.
So sure did.
So for
And
years, no one would talk about it because they knew they were probably on tape if
Yeah.
they were anything having to do with it. But now it's all coming out.
that whole ugly story is going to come to
The
light.
grosser one, the Nickelodeon one. Ooh. Hearing some of the stuff that's coming out of there, little kids.
Going after
Do you remember
kids.
when the J-Lo, P. Diddy, the shooting in New York City at Times Square? And then the cops chased after him, and he hid the gun in J-Lo's ass,
And nothing happened.
and no, they never found it.
No.
No one's ever
To this day.
no one's ever not for lack of trying to find it. So he didn't do nothing, and he said P. Diddy. What I don't understand. What is his name? Sean Puffy. Why did he have 10 names?
He was real good friends with Obama. He included Obama in his rap songs. A lot about having the White House in his pocket, and
Well, I've included Obama in every rap song I've ever
that
recorded.
he can text with Obama anytime he wants.
Yours have a different message.
People give me criticism on Twitter, because there's a lot of hardcore left-wing liberal Democrats in the state, and I don't hate anybody. I just have a lot of scorn for the policies that have caused so much distress in this country.
Yeah.
And they give me shit on Twitter, and I don't really care. I'm a centrist libertarian. On my Twitter bio says centrist libertarian. Yeah, so what? I mean, that's my whole attitude, basically. However, what you get is these things that just trigger you. Like I'm all for safety nets. I think people should have they get run into some trouble, unemployment.
Every circus.
Safety nets, safety nets are fine, but that we shouldn't be a safety net for the whole world. We shouldn't be like, oh, well, Haiti's having problems. Let's get 200,000 people over there and be a safety net for them in America, so that the taxpayers, who are already under a lot of duress, have to turn around and pay all this money so that everybody is magnetized to Massachusetts and comes here for free shit.
And then they turn around and say, 65 retire. No.
Right.
That's not a smart play by Republicans to go down that road.
Well,
That's a very weird maneuver right now.
Well,
everything's kind of weird.
Everybody,
isn't it?
no,
Everything.
the life expectancy is 78 for a male. So do
Got one more year.
plus.
One more year.
No, that's the life expectancy. Well, you're going to kick the shit out of you. You'll be 108. You'll be Grandma Moses knitting stuff when you're
outlive
106.
me.
That's right, and I hope you do, because you deserve that. Now, how about this one? Reparations is a topic that's come back into the focal point. Massachusetts. Some black churches in Boston have said, "Oh, we want the white churches to pay reparations of $15 billion for slavery." Okay. I understand slavery's bad. We understood that 160 years ago. That's why we fought a civil war. 390,000 Northern soldiers died trying to prevent slavery.
600,000.
600,000.
Yeah.
Well, that includes
That's
the
the
South.
total.
Well, that was a total.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and, who cares about the Confederates?
Well,
They were the bad guys.
With our apologies to those south of the Mason-Dixon line.
The point is that nobody questions that slavery was bad, but it's over. As Clint Eastwood said, when it applies to reparations, he said, "I never owned slaves. You never picked cotton. I don't owe you shit." That's what he said.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds harsh, but it's true. It's true. Nobody on earth that's alive owned slaves. Nobody.
No.
Well,
Except
no.
Puffy.
No, there's still slavery around the world. Not
No,
here.
I'm talking about America.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, what they do in China doesn't. But this is the whole point, is that it's not relevant today. And to go say, well, here's a number. Where's that number come from? $15 billion at what? Here's your check. Now we're even for something that none of us
You
had
just
anything
arbitrarily
to do.
give it out.
It just doesn't make sense. And what it does is it takes away from the real issue of prejudice, which is different from racism, which is different from slavery. All these things have different definitions, and I think it just creates ill will amongst people when you say, "Oh, well, here's what you owe me for something that happened 150 years ago." Yeah. I don't think it makes sense. Do you?
I wonder how long before Al Sharpton shows up?
Well, I'm sure he's all over this, now.
160.
Do you believe that he has a show on MSNBC? He has a show?
He still has that show. I remember him trying to read the teleprompter, and there were some outtakes that are unbelievable. The guy can't read.
So I guess you heard Willie Nelson's going to be playing in Boston. He's 91.
Willie?
He really, yeah.
On the road again.
Here's my harmony.
I can't wait to get on the road again.
I love Willie Nelson. I want to be the Willie Nelson of podcasting. If I can live to be... He's 91.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you really want to live to be 91?
I want to live to be 101.
Do you?
Yep. Yeah.
You're not going to look as good as Bill does.
Well, then I want to... I'm going to be the oldest guy ever to bang an entire cheerleading squad at age 101.
Next. Next.
All right. So he... See, I make notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Graham might have said that I didn't do a lot of show prep when I was at WEI.
Yeah.
But he's full of shit.
He listened to the wrong people.
He did.
Yep.
Oh, that was even written down on your paper.
Kevin Graham did. What was I talking about? Oh, Willie Nelson on the road again.
Willie.
Willie's back in town, and I love Willie Nelson. He's just great, and he lasts forever and ever, and he never changes, and he's cool. You know, he's a very cool guy.
Yep.
But we think of him when we do when I talk about lift rides that I've had. You know, that's kind of like an intro to our lift ride thing. Did I tell you about the guy that I picked up named Rose?
Guy named Rose.
Yeah. I went and picked up this guy. He was in Worcester, and it said, you know, you get the notification. It says, okay, go pick up a Rose, and here's the address. So you go there, and this guy comes out.
Did he have Rose's
He
phone?
comes over to the car, and he goes, "Are you the Uber driver?" I said, "Are you Rose?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Pete Rose?"
It was Jalen Rose.
He got in, and he smelled like a flower, like a rose.
Like a rose.
He smelled like a rose, and he got in. I said, "Oh man, no wonder they call him Rose. He smells good. This guy. I could smell him all the way in the front seat if he was in the back seat." I didn't know if he spritzed right before he came out there with something.
Well, he might have, because he was going to meet you.
Eau de toilette.
So are you guys dating now?
Did you go packing?
I dropped them off on the next block. No, but you know how I diligently try to get guests for this show. I try so hard to get guests.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, and sometimes they feel sorry for me, and they say, okay.
Well, we have to turn so many away.
Sometimes they hang
the
up.
list is so long.
This guy again. I was, Mike O'Malley. You know who Mike O'Malley is, of course.
Oh, yeah. Great comedian. Funny.
He follows me on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. So I sent him a message on Twitter saying, "Hey, Mike, you should come on my podcast sometime." He writes back, "Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah." I give him my phone number on the Twitter communications. You know, whatever that's called, direct message,
X.
DM. I do DMs while I do BMs at the same time. It's called multitasking.
Oh.
So I sent him my phone number, and then it's like 2 months later. You know.
Well, did he say he was going to call you back in 10 minutes?
No. Well, 2 months after I gave him the number, finally, I get this phone call, and I've culled it from my phone here so we can play. I finally get a call back 2 months later, 3 months maybe. This call right here from Mike O'Malley.
Mikey, it's Mike O'Malley. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to get back to you, but now you got my number. You got my fucking number. Call me.
So did you call him?
I get that message. I didn't notice that it had rung. I see it on my phone like a minute and a half later. I call him right back, and he sends me a text while I'm calling him. It says, "Mikey, I'll call you back in 10." So I wait. I wait 10 minutes, and then I wait 10 hours. And
that was 6 years
now
ago?
it's 10 days. So I sent him a return his text today. Said, "Oh, you meant 10 days. You call me back in 10 days is what you meant. You know, just to give him some shit." So we'll see what happens. If he gets that, two things can happen. He could say, "That's sorry," and he'll come on the podcast and tell us about his new show with Lenny Clark that he created called Extended Family. You know, which is it's just pretty funny. And Lenny's great. You know, I watch just to see. I love Lenny.
I know. Lenny's always great.
So maybe he'll call me back and we can promote his new NBC show. Maybe Lenny would come on. I call Lenny and say I should call Lenny and say, Mike O'Malley keeps stiffing me. Can you come on and see if he'll do it? But anyway, so we're looking forward to that because this is a guy who's been involved in. He's from Nashua, New Hampshire. Did you know that?
Really? I
Michael
did not
O'Malley?
know that.
Yeah, he's Irish. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Oh, yes. See, largely anyone that has an O apostrophe in front of their last name, they're going to be Irish.
I thought he was Czech.
No. You know what they call abortions in Czechoslovakia?
What's that?
Canceled checks.
Oh, God.
What's wrong? That's not mildly amusing?
Do you know what they call your...
I tell you about that guy named Rose I picked up.
Do you know what they call your spouse there?
What?
Checkmate.
Ooh.
Whoa, see that, Ben?
Nicely
That's all I got.
done.
Ben.
That's all you got. Well, that's kind of good news for us. So I'm driving Lyft driving car today. This was today.
Yeah.
And I had, I get up in the morning, see the kids off to school, help out a little bit. I try to help out. I cook a little breakfast. I stir up the instant breakfast.
Do you do like a Mr. Mom kind of thing?
No, it's not quite that much. And not quite as much as that Michael, what's his name, did in that movie. Keaton. But I help out a little bit. Then I go off and I do, I'm up anyway. I'm going to go pick up some people. So I had this scheduled ride, they call it, and this guy named Tom in Uxbridge. I was supposed to go pick up. So I head out there, and I'm driving. I get there, and all of a sudden it disappears off my phone. He canceled or whatever. So I said, okay, it's canceled. Now that I'm over here in Uxbridge. Then it goes off again. Ding. So then it's Ruth in Uxbridge who needs a ride. So I'm right there. I'm right nearby. So I go to the address that Ruth lives at, and I pull up in front of the place, and you give them 5 minutes to come out. And if they don't, and you text them, you say, I'm here, or you call them, nothing, no answer. I call, no answer. I'm out there 5 minutes. Then the app says, okay, you can leave because you get a cancellation fee. It's like $4 or something stupid. Yeah. I said, oh. And I'm thinking, 2 Uxbridges, one canceled, and the other one didn't show up for a ride that they didn't cancel, and I'm still in Uxbridge.
Maybe they're drinking that filtered water out there.
Well, I'm thinking they should change the name of the town to Dumb Fuxbridge. Because that's what I got 2. I got bang 2 in a row, and that's the kind of thought I have in the morning when I'm
in. You made $4 to not drive anyone.
Yeah, I know, but it took me $6 to get there and to get out of Uxbridge. It's not exactly
that's true,
convenient, for God's sake. So I think the thing that bothers me most about the economy, and I'll mention this because it's a pure math problem.
Yeah.
Why are we at suddenly a record number of credit card debt? $1 trillion Americans owe to their credit card companies. It's up. Didn't Biden hand out a lot of money, relief money and Save America plan, and here's more money and more money?
People spent that.
Yeah.
And they got addicted to spending, and they kept spending.
And they spent more than they had.
Yeah.
Wonder where they got that example. Was it the government? Do we ever spend as a government more than we have?
Maybe he'll cancel the credit card debt.
You can get more votes that way.
Yeah, well, that's a Biden technique to buy more votes. Cancel everybody's credit card debt. Watch all their Delaware credit card companies go under, and see if you get reelected in Delaware. Okay, which is where he's from. And the other thing I thought about, 2 things I thought about today that I wanted to talk to you guys, because I missed you guys. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. The reason we weren't here last week was Ben's fault.
No.
Ben didn't buy my son a car, so I had to.
You had to go do it, yeah.
Can you see that my eye, the white part of my eye, I don't know if it'll show up on YouTube, is red and bloody?
I can see the whites of your eyes. Should I shoot you now?
Yeah, but do you see the bloody part around the, can you see it?
Yeah, it's gross. Thanks.
I think I broke some I broke a blood vessel in my eye or something from running. I don't know what I was doing.
Poop?
I don't know what I was doing that caused it.
It's like a detached retina?
No. It's just because
She's got like permanent bloodshot eye.
I looked it up, and what's that old stuff you used to put in your Visine?
Visine. Yeah.
Gets the red out. Yeah, and a lot of hippies in the 60s and 70s relied on that to
Do you ever think
go to
that
school or
maybe you
work.
smoked so much pot that now your eyes are just starting to be permanently red?
No, I never thought of that.
That might be it.
You know,
I
but
think
no,
that's a good
it's good.
explanation.
I like to keep them red around Christmas. So I have green eyes, so green and red. You know, it's a Christmassy thing. But now, for no apparent reason, I had the blood. It looks like you look kind of gross when people look at you like, "What's wrong with this guy's eyes? Or why are his eyes bloody?"
Maybe you need Zyzal.
Well, the good thing for you, neither Bill or I said, "Hey, you look grosser than normal."
See, that would be vitreous humor. I don't know. That was cornier than my last eye joke.
Gives me tears.
Yeah. Friends, Roman countrymen, lends me your ears. No, I tell you what, seeing is important. This morning when I was driving, I saw 9 people walking their dogs in the early morning hours. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm so glad I have a fenced-in yard. You let the dog out. He takes care of his own shit. These people that walk their dog, they go walking with the dog. They have to wait for their dog to decide that he's going to take his
That's
shit.
me.
And then you got to pick it up in a bag.
No.
You don't do that?
No, I've trained my dogs to go in areas where I don't have to pick it up.
Oh, yeah. You bring them to areas where they, but you know what? You're still contributing to the dog shit problem here in America. I'm thinking, what about the time these people get up?
goes
They
away.
have to get up, get clothes on, go put the collar
That's
on
me
the
every
dog,
fucking morning.
walk the dog down, take a shit and piss, and then walk him back. It's awful.
I bet the dog.
See, the
loves
difference
Get a
is
little
when
fenced-in
we go for a
area.
walk, I take a shit and make them carry it back.
it. There you go.
Do they bring bags? You know what you got to do? Put a little fenced-in area, even if it's 8 by 6, outside your back
I
door.
have one of those too.
Put them there. Let them go out in the morning. Do that. Then you don't have to do that stuff.
The problem is, so I have 2 dogs. One dog absolutely does that, no problem whatsoever. The other dog refuses to poop out there. Refuses
Really?
to do it. So I'm like, fuck.
Is it because the other dog's shit is already over there, and it's like
We make sure to clean it up,
the old you don't shit where you eat thing.
but we're putting in a fence this spring.
That's
Solve
a good
that
idea.
problem.
Yeah, I think that we all agree that Ben Kitchen needs a little fenced area so he doesn't have to go through that crap.
I would think
Now,
so, yeah.
You got Buddy. He goes out in the backyard,
Yeah.
right?
Out to the woods.
Just goes out there, no problem. You don't have to think about it, and he doesn't run away.
He always comes home.
Yeah,
Always.
So, God bless him. Now more news.
News?
Yeah. And then a quiz for you and you.
Ooh.
And now the news with Mike Adams, followed by
New York
a quiz.
City begins handing out migrants taxpayer-funded prepaid debit cards at the Roosevelt Hotel shelter, with 450 people set to begin receiving up to $18,000 a year. Here you go. You know,
Wait, how much?
$18,000 a year.
Hey, here's something to think about when you write that check to the IRS because it's tax
I
time.
just fucking did yesterday.
Eric Adams, the mayor, is pressing ahead with the $53 million scheme, despite furious backlash amid fears that the cards are open. They're debit cards.
Yeah.
They're open to abuse. No.
No.
You mean someone who would steal my CDs out of the back of my car wouldn't abuse a credit card? A debit card? Oh, come on.
We just tell our government, like, you don't have to spend all of our taxes. You don't have to do it.
It's unbelievable.
Every year.
And then you know what they do? They print it, they borrow it, and then we owe $34 trillion to China. So China's,
China.
we're funding all this bullshit with borrowed money. Borrowed money. And our
Are you
interest,
saying our economy's built on a scam?
our interest payments alone are almost $600 billion a year on the interest alone. You know how much what $600 billion buys? A lot of debit cards.
A lot.
I'm sorry I even mentioned it because it's pissing me off like you wouldn't believe. So I just want to make sure everybody knows this. New York's a mess. Cops getting shot by people who get let out of jail. People getting thrown in front of subway trains. People sleeping on sidewalks. And every shelter's full. And they're giving away $18,000 a year to all these illegal immigrants who come here for free shit.
And they just kicked the vets out in Boston, and they're being replaced with the illegal.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the newcomer.
What
Yeah,
if they
they're
start sending
illegal
over
aliens.
illegal vets? Oh. You know what movie I like about New York? The Warriors.
Who's that?
You don't remember that movie?
Oh, the Warriors. I
the-
thought you said
yes,
the
the
Warriors.
Warriors,
No,
Is
sorry.
that who you, Felger?
Sorry.
Sorry. Let's do a little thing. See how you guys know what you guys know about state mottos.
It's going to be a quiz?
Christ.
Yes, it is, and we're taking turns.
Mottos. I don't know any state mottos.
Yeah, that's the problem. You don't know enough about
shit.
that. Let's see if you get any of these. I know you'll get one, or maybe two.
I doubt it.
What is the state motto of Alaska?
Coldest place on earth.
This place sucks so much we have to pay you to move here.
The motto. See, this is what's funny about it. Is they're awful.
Go fish or die.
North. No, their motto is North to the future.
Hey.
What does that mean?
No.
All right.
It's terrible.
Whose motto is this? Eureka.
Idaho.
Idaho. I thought you were the hoe. No, it's not Idaho.
Fucking Nevada.
It's California.
California, the gold rush.
I have found it. Is what Eureka
Eureka,
means.
that's right,
I think
yeah.
it's Russian. This is really weird. Colorado's motto: Nil sine numine.
Oh,
What does that mean?
my horse can jump a 4th rail fence.
Everyone here is a member of the Mile High Club.
No, nothing without Providence.
Oh,
That sounds like shouldn't that be Rhode Island's?
It's fucking stupid.
Shouldn't Rhode Island have that as their state motto?
Providence.
No, it's Colorado. Nothing without Providence. I don't know why they do
In
that.
Latin.
Now I'm from Connecticut, as you guys know.
Yep.
Qui transtulit sustinet. What does that mean? It's Latin, of course. It sounded like
I don't
Latin.
think I ever got higher than a C in Latin, so I have no idea.
I have jock itch.
I know this because I lived in Connecticut. It's so dumb. He who transplanted still sustains.
Well, there you go.
What
These
a
are fucking
boring,
horrible.
What a boring state
That's
that
like
is.
Johnny Appleseed.
Leominster, Massachusetts.
That's correct.
Idaho's, by the way, you mentioned Idaho.
Idaho,
Their,
yeah.
their motto is Esto Perpetua. Let it be perpetual.
Oh, it's going to be like eat our potatoes.
That's better than their stupid one. What's ours? Massachusetts.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Ense petit placidam sub libertate quietum.
Something
By
about-
the sword we seek peace, but peace only under liberty. It's about fight. It's about a war. It's a war thing,
Why can't our mottos be in English? You know, the language of this country.
right?
Or Spanish, the language of this country.
Correct.
How about Michigan? Si
We look like a mitten.
Sequeris peninsulam ammonium circumspice.
Our upper peninsula was circumcised.
No, if you if you seek a pleasant peninsula, look about you. I've been my whole life. I've just been seeking a pleasant peninsula, and I think I found one here in Michigan.
Look about you, Mike.
Hey, Minnesota, l'Étoile du Nord,
Oh, the truth of the North. The true North.
Every lake's a toilet.
the star of the North.
Oh, there you go.
How about Montana, Oro y Plata,
Can you believe people live here?
Gold plateau.
and gold and silver.
Oh.
Oro y Plata.
Oh, plata.
Yeah, Montana. That's kind of a gold and silver. Who's going to argue with that? Being New Mexico, Crescit Iundo. It grows as it goes.
I like that.
It's like a penis.
Yes.
How about what is New York's Excelsior? What does that mean?
Oh, God. Like Eureka.
Speaking of penises, ever upward.
There you go.
That's good, isn't it? Okay, Ohio. My wife's from Ohio.
Well, it's round on the ends and high in the middle.
See?
There it is.
With God, all things are possible.
Stupid.
Yeah. Did you ever try shoving a Cadillac Eldorado up your ass?
Only with God.
That's. Oregon. Alice volat propis. I hate this. I hate this contest.
Let's get drunk and screw.
She flies with her wings. Did you know that they dedicated their state to Tinkerbell? I mean, give me a fucking break. This is ridiculous. And this, I like this one. South Carolina. It translates to "While I breathe, I hope," but the Latin is "Dum Spiro Sparrow." Sounds like Spiro Agnew.
Their motto should be more racist than North Carolina, less racist than Georgia.
Now, Vermont, I don't understand. I never understood Vermont in any way, shape, or form. But there's a Stella Quarta Decima Fulgat. May the 14th star shine bright. What the hell? Vermont, come on. It's a beautiful state.
It's the 14th state.
Yeah, but it's stupid. Ben, it's stupid. Admit it. It's
I like
stupid.
that one. I like it.
Ah.
No, I don't. I don't
But
really like
nothing's
Vermont that much either.
Nothing.
Christ.
I think I'm. Maybe have I lost it a little bit? Maybe the anger come back a little bit.
Yeah, a
today?
little bit. I've noticed it.
I love you guys though. I missed you
dealing
last
with
week.
something?
I didn't see you last week, and I had like withdrawal symptoms from the
Are you
podcast.
starting to crack?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Oh God!
I'm having a nervous for the 19th time in my life.
Oh no!
I'm having a nervous freaking breakdown, and it's the end. We are the kind of person you meet at certain dismal, dull affairs. Center of a crowd, talking much too loud, running up and down the stairs. Well, it seems to me that you've seen too much in too few years. And although you've tried, you just can't hide. Your eyes are edged with tears. You better stop, Joe. At Shaw's. Look around. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Well, here comes your 19th nervous breakdown. When you were a child, you were treated kind, but you never brought up right. You were always spoiled with 1,000 toys, but you cried all night. Your mother, who neglected you, owes $1 million tax, Joe, and your father's still perfecting ways of making sealing wax. You better stop and look around. Can you believe it? Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. At Shaw's. Well, here comes your 19th nervous breakdown. Oh, who's to blame? That girl's just insane. Well, nothing I do don't seem to work. It only seems to make matters worse. Oh, please! 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 Please stop this song, Joe.